What's up, everybody, and welcome to Module 4, Chapter 5. This is stress management, and we got 3 more modules left, including this module. So hang in there, we're almost done. Hopefully, by now, y'all have gotten used to the pace of the course, and hopefully, y'all have learned a little bit along the way. But this module talks all about stress and the importance of how to manage stress. Because we all experience stress, everybody does, even me. But you're going to learn how to manage stress, and that's important. All right, so I'm going to go over the assignments real quick. There's 2 assignments. The first assignment is due Friday, 10th, and I want you to create your top 5 list of things that stressed you out as a college student. It could be taking exams. It could be homework. It could be assignments. It could be not getting along with your teacher. Um, Hopefully that doesn't apply to any of y'all for me. Uh, or it could be finances. It could be anything. Top 5 list of things that stress you out as a college student. You can even put relationships. You can even put your job. But I want you to list them in order from most stressful to least stressful. So 1 being most stressful, and 5 being the least stressful out of the 5. But I also want you to include 2 strategies that you can do to manage your stressors. What are 2 things that you can do to help with those stressors? And stressors are things that cause stress. And I have an example here in the assignment. So do that for all 5 of your stressors, and that's due by Friday. Your other assignment is create a 1-week planner. You may use the template by going to the website here. You can copy and paste, go to link, and here is and it'll create a worksheet. You can input, you can put, I have assignments due this day. I have an exam that day. I have a doctor's appointment. I've got a job interview. Anything that is of importance to you, write that down in um, your calendar. What, or excuse me, week planner. Um, but include all your scheduled events. And studies show that the more organized you are with planning your days, the less stress you experience. So maybe moving forward, you will continue doing this. You will continue planning out what you have to do ahead in the days or weeks. And if you want to use your own template, or if you want to find one online, that's fine. If you already do this, if you already have a planner and you write down it in your own journal or planner, you can take a picture of it, and that's fine. But make sure it's at least 1 week, 7 days. That's why I have it due on the 14th. So next Tuesday, the 14th. Also, due next Tuesday is your test. So your test is going to be, it's going to open up on Monday, just like before, the 13th, and it will close on Tuesday, the 14th. All right. So don't forget that response is required for all the tests. And if you want to complete your tests in the testing center on campus, please let me know ahead of time. I've had a few of y'all email me to let me know. So continue doing that for this test as well, and for the future tests. All right, so let's go over the PowerPoint a little bit. Now, again, the PowerPoint or the PowerPoints in the chapters do not they don't cover everything that will be covered in the tests. So that's why it's important for you all to read the chapters. Read the chapters, read the book. Hopefully, you all had the book by now. But we first talk about what is stress. Okay. Make sure y'all know what stress is and what is a stressor. Make sure you know the difference between eustress, distress, and new stress. Eustress, positive stress, are getting, maybe you're getting married in the next 3 months. And it's a joyous event, a wonderful celebration, but leading up to it, it can be stressful. You want everything to go perfectly. So that will be considered eustress. Distress is what we do not want to experience. We don't want to experience losing a loved one. We don't want to experience losing a pet, losing our job, getting a traumatic injury. Okay, that's distress. That's what we don't want to occur. New stress, you may not have heard of before. Let's say you're watching the news and you see a major plane crash happen in California, for example, or you see the wildfires happen in California. It doesn't affect you personally, but it still causes a little bit of stress. It's still a traumatic event, but it doesn't affect you personally like distress does. So that's new stress. It's neutral stressors. And you'll learn how stress affects the different dimensions of health, which you all have learned before. I want you to learn the different types of stressors. That's important for this chapter. You'll need to know that, and it's all found in the book. And know the difference between them too. Okay. How does stress affect your health as a student? And that kind of ties into the different dimensions of health, but more specifically, a college student. Um, let's see. Make sure you know the different types of stressors. Um, so you've got the acute time limited stressors. That might be, for example, you lost your keys that morning. You can't find them. Where are they? You panic for a few minutes, but then hopefully you find them, and that's a and that and by finding that alleviate the um, the stress. Brief stressors is more ongoing. Life change events, stressors affect your whole entire life. Like maybe you got in a car wreck and you're paralyzed. Okay, so that's other stressors, and then you have financial stress, occupational stress, burnout. It's the physical and emotional exhaustion, uh, trauma. Make sure you know what trauma is. Acute stress disorder compared to post-traumatic stress disorder. Make sure y'all know the difference between the two. I'm sure y'all have heard of post-traumatic stress disorder. When you experience stress, you go through three different stages. From the general adaptation syndrome, you got the alarm stage, resistance stage, and the exhaustion stage. And if you've, um, if you've taken my PED 110 class, then this is very familiar to you. Make sure you know those stages. You got the fire, flight, or freeze. Fire, flight response, I'm sure y'all have heard of, but it's your natural body's reaction. If you experience a stressor, if you experience, if you're in, if you're in school and the fire alarm goes off, your initial response is to hopefully leave the scene and we get you out of there as soon as possible. So you're leaving, you're taking flight. Fight um, if you encounter an animal and you're backed into a corner, you can't leave. Hopefully you your initial response to either leave or fight. Freeze, maybe it's like you don't want to fight, you don't want to leave, or you can't leave at the moment, so you freeze. That is another response. Falling, your it's an unconscious response where when you're stressed, when you experience a stressful event or interaction, you're trying to please. Like if you're getting held up at gunpoint, you give everything that they ask. You give them your money or your jewelry, for example. You're there to hopefully please to avoid conflict. Okay, so just make sure you know all these here in the slides. Um, and then we talk about managing stress, different strategies to manage stress. Okay, make sure you have good time management skills that can help alleviate stress. Hopefully, you don't procrastinate to get an assignment done or exam done or a project completed. Okay, but that's it, y'all. That's all. Um, if y'all have any questions regarding the PowerPoint or the book or the assignments, please let me know it ahead of time. But without being said, I hope y'all have a great week. I hope y'all are enjoying this class overall. I know it's fast paced, but it's an 8-week course. Every 8-week course is fast paced. Um, the last 2 chapters of the course, we're going to be talking about nutrition and physical activity and fitness. So, um, just like I said before, we're almost done. Hang in there. We're about halfway done. Um, but on that note, y'all have a great week, and I'll talk to y'all soon.